You've made Tawbah again. You meant it this time. You really did. You sat there after Isha with your hands raised and tears you didn't expect. You told Allah you were done, that this was the last time. And in that moment, you meant every word. And then it happened again. Maybe it was 3 days later, maybe 3 hours, but it happened. And the moment it did, something shifted, not just guilt, something deeper, a quiet thought that maybe Tawbah doesn't work for you, that maybe you've used up your chances, that maybe you're the one person Allah has given up on. If that thought has ever crossed your mind, keep watching. By the end of this, you'll know exactly why the cycle keeps repeating and how to finally break it. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Tawbah is not the problem. You haven't been failing at Tawbah. You've been making Tawbah without treating what's underneath it, like putting a bandage over a wound that needs surgery. The bandage is real, but the wound keeps bleeding because nothing touched the root. Most brothers treat Tawbah like a reset button. Press it, feel better, start fresh until the same trigger hits. The same isolation, the same late night, the same emotional weight with nowhere to go. And suddenly you're not in control anymore. That's not weakness. That's an untreated system running exactly as it was built. Your sin has a pattern, a time, a trigger, an emotional state that comes right before it. Until you know that pattern better than your own name, you will keep walking into the same ambush. The cycle repeats not because your Tawbah wasn't sincere, not because Allah isn't merciful, but because sincere regret and strategic change are two completely different things, and you've only been doing one of them. Remorse opens the door, but remorse alone doesn't rebuild the room. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said a believer is not stung from the same hole twice. Not because believers never fall, but because they study the hole, they map it. Ibn al-Qayyim wrote about the Nafs with the precision of a general mapping enemy territory. That's exactly what self-knowledge is. Battlefield intelligence, and you cannot win a war you refuse to understand. So here's what breaking the cycle actually looks like. After every relapse, you sit down and write, not to punish yourself, to understand yourself. What time was it? What were you feeling 2 hours before? Were you alone? What thought came right before your hand moved? Do this 3 times and a pattern appears that will shock you with how obvious it was. Then you build a pre-trigger plan, not a list of rules, a specific decided response for the moment right before you fall, because the moment of the urge is the wrong time to make decisions. Your biology is already ahead of you. The decision has to be made before the urge arrives. You get up, you make wudu, you text a brother, you do not negotiate, you move. And then there's the part most people skip entirely. You have to rebuild what the sin is replacing. Every addiction is filling something. Loneliness, boredom, stress with no outlet, a hunger for peace your salah hasn't been giving you because you haven't been present in it. Tawbah cleanses, but it doesn't fill, and if you keep emptying the cup without filling it with something real, the void will keep pulling you back. The Quran, real salah with khushu, brotherhood, physical discipline, purpose. These aren't optional add-ons to your recovery. They are the recovery. You've made Tawbah 100 times, and every single one was accepted. Allah's mercy does not run out. He told you himself, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins, all of them. But mercy is not the same as change. And Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. Tonight, don't just feel remorse. Open a notebook, write your pattern, be honest, be specific. Write what you will do differently the next time the trigger comes. Not if it comes, when. One moment of clarity turned into one written plan, followed through on one time, is worth more than 100 emotional resets that left the system untouched. You're not too far gone. You were just fighting without a map. Now you have one.